Good morning to you, Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com, here with your Hurricane Pro and HD video blog for Thursday, October 24th, 2013. In the Atlantic Basin, things are quieting down once again as the last advisory has been issued on Lorenzo out here over the open central Atlantic. Looking at a satellite picture, you can tell why. Strong winds aloft have decoupled the system, resulting in its weakening. Let's go wider. That's not wide enough. So it is no longer being classified as a tropical cyclone by the Hurricane Center. And, I mean, you can't even see it on the infrared shot here. Let's see if we can pick it out on a visible still image. Look at that. That shows you the helpfulness of the visible satellite shot. There's the leftovers. I kid you not, that's the leftovers of Lorenzo. Just a low-level swirl of clouds. The low-pressure center right in there, and it'll dissipate and just be completely gone within the next couple of days. Here's the strong cold front that has brought some chilly temperatures to parts of the southeast, and even some lower dew points to parts of Florida as of late because of that colder air mass. And you can also tell that there's really nothing else coming out of the tropics right now, anywhere from the Cape Verde Islands all the way over to the Western Caribbean. A little bit of convergence going on in the Bay of Campeche where the air is piling up a little bit. Some shower and thunderstorm activity, but this does not look like it will be able to develop into anything in the coming days. None of the global models show that anyway. In the eastern Pacific, Raymond continues to move away from the Pacific Mexican coastline, which is good news after all the rain that it brought and the scare that it brought as a very powerful hurricane over a short period of time. There's Raymond right there. Pretty disorganized overall, and it'll continue to move on off to the west here and then eventually curve back to the north a little bit over cooler water of the eastern Pacific. Looking down the road a spell, the Euro model, as is the GFS, but the GFS is much more robust with it, so I don't know if it's trustworthy, I guess you could say. So we'll look at the ECMWF MJO forecast. Here it is here, the ECMWF through November the 7th. A pretty good amplification of the Madden-Julian oscillation. What does that mean? Well, basically, right now, the MJO is non-discernible. It's right here in the circle, and when it's inside this circle, it's very nondescript. There's not any discernible MJO action going on in anywhere around the globe, and what that means is there's very little upward motion taking place anywhere in the globe on a large-scale basis. However, the Euro is indicating over the next several days that the Madden-Julian oscillation will become more active toward phase 1 and maybe eventually towards phase 2 here, and this is the area that typically favors development in the Western Hemisphere. You see that right there. And over Africa. Well, this time of year, we're more interested in that Western Hemisphere part, as it might be the only chance that we'll see additional development somewhere in the Caribbean Sea before all is said and done. If we go back to the satellite picture here of the Atlantic, let me just show you what I'm talking about. We might see something develop somewhere in this region within the first 10 days of November due to a more favorable upward motion pattern that's going to be working its way into the Atlantic Basin, perhaps. So we'll keep an eye on that. Other than that, things are going to stay quiet, it looks like, for the next several days after a very quiet hurricane season, relative to what was expected anyway for the Atlantic Basin. Very, very quiet indeed. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Thanks for tuning in. That is it from me for today. Again, I'm Mark Sudduth for HurricaneTrack.com and for Hurricane Pro and HD. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.